and welcome to Bayonne Today. This show promises to be one of the best shows I've ever done. I have to be honest with you, there are questions here. Very rarely do I need a script, but in this particular instance, we have someone on the show today that defies any explanation and is here to tell us more about who he is, why Bayonne, and his name is Captain Bayonne. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Diane.
You're welcome.
It's a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you. There are so many people waiting for the show. The reason they're waiting for the show is they've seen you. They know in many instances what you look like in your many, many different costumes, which we have here.
I appreciate you letting me bring them down, hang them up.
Hang them up. And the thing that we need to know more is, why did you choose Bayonne as your place, and how did you become Captain Bayonne?
Well, first let me start by saying just how easy it is to talk to you. This is going to be a good interview just because we're almost like a couple of washwomen, just sitting on the porch, just chit-chatting.
A chit-chat's a good word.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The reason, I did not come up with the name of Captain Bayonne. Actually, some fans created that name for me.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was known as Fat Flash. That's what I called myself.
Really?
Yes. And I would invite myself to Bayonne's parades.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm not getting an official visit, an invitation in the mail or anything.
Okay.
I'm very proud to be from Bayonne.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud that my fans created a page for me, which you can find on Facebook.
Okay.
And it was run by Mike Mullane and Ed, I know I'm going to butcher his name, Jakobic or
Jakobic?
Jakobic, something like that.
They went to school with my son, so I know who they are.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say something else. I know I was going down the wrong road.
Okay.
But yeah, they actually set it up, kind of just put it out there, who is this guy? What is his mission? What is he trying to do? What is he trying to accomplish? Mm-hmm. And, there's just a lot of banter on there. There's some good things, there's some bad things that people say. But overall, my mission is to show that I'm proud to be from Bayonne, and then also to promote health and fitness. That's my main goal.
Okay, and most of us know that one of the ways you've done that, you've become your own parade. You're a one-man parade on Broadway, because how many times have I been sitting at the 8th Street station or over here at the Lighthouse in my car at a light, and all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye, who do I see coming along but Captain Bayonne? Explain to us how you came up with that particular idea to use Broadway more or less as your own parade.
I was almost killed when I was running. I was training for a New York City Marathon, and I was running at night, so I would do it after I came home from work. Mm-hmm. And I was on Avenue A, and a car was just speeding down Avenue A, mm-hmm. and decided to make a left-hand turn, sort of like at the last minute, just as I was crossing. Mm-hmm. And I guess, I was wearing dark clothing, mm-hmm. and it doesn't excuse him for speeding, but I literally almost went through the windshield. He was able to stop in time. Obviously I sort of got like an adrenaline rush. I was very angry at the two people in the car. I was yelling and screaming at them. After that incident, I sort of thought, what can I do to obviously let people notice and see who I am, and to protect myself in some ways. Mm-hmm. Drivers don't always see you. This is where it really started as far as the outfits. Mm-hmm. Of course they get a little bit ridiculous here and there, but mm-hmm. I just know that, if somebody sees a guy with a wrestling mask on, mm-hmm. it's going to help me safety-wise, to not get hit.
Okay.
And if it brings a smile to their face and they find it funny, mm-hmm. I have no issues with that as well. I'm a comical guy to begin with. I enjoy making people laugh, so I don't take any issues with it.
Okay, in as much as there are things about it that are comical, I do know that there's a very, very deep-seated cause that you're trying in so many ways to use who you are, the persona of who you are, to help people.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the fan setting up the Facebook page sort of made all of this evolve into what it is now.
Okay.
And Melissa, she is the mother of Taylor Rodano. She was the one who actually contacted the page. Basically. Saying that there's really nothing in Bayonne for kids who are handicapped. There's really no programs to help them out. So we sort of used that. We had T-shirts coming out prior to this, and we sort of took it as an opportunity to sell those T-shirts and give the proceeds to Melissa and Taylor.
Okay, so this is one of the
It is, yeah.
Here?
I mean, that's from the first batch of T-shirts. So on the front it says Captain Bayonne. And it's one of the first pictures that was put on the Facebook page that was taken of me as I was in one of Bayonne's parades.
Okay, and that one says,
because every town needs a superhero.
Well, that couldn't be more true than every statement that you've made so far is true. I mean, we've had our share of heroes, some of which I believe you may have had encounters with. We have Chuck Wepner.
Yes, and actually my belt there in the front.
Okay.
I've worn that in the parade. I've worn it around Bayonne. I've run with it, and that is actually in tribute to Chuck Wepner.
Okay.
Because I deeply believe he's our champion. He may not have been, he may not have beaten Muhammad Ali, but just to have the guts and to go into the ring and do what he did and go the length with him, I think that says a lot about him, and it also says a lot about the people of Bayonne, that they're just really hardworking fighters. And if I had my way, I came back from Philadelphia for a half marathon, but I always have to kind of stop from causing any trouble in Philadelphia, because when I go there, the finish line is right where the Rocky statue is.
Oh, wow.
And
How tempting is that?
Yeah, I would like to officially ask them to take that statue down, or at least put Chuck Wepner next to the Rocky statue. That would make more sense to me, to honor both of them, because he truly is the real Rocky. I mean, that's the basis for the Rocky movie. So
well, they've been in litigation for many years.
They have been, and he, obviously he wasn't treated right. He wasn't given his proper credit and his proper due. And I know that my belt may not rectify that, but anytime somebody sees it, I just hope that they think of Chuck and just everything that he's done.
So much of what you do and so much of who you are, I mean, we've had fictional characters that we've all grown up with. I mean, we've had Superman and Batman and obviously Captain America. But these were actors that you'd see on television. I mean, people that were being paid to do what they did. And for you, what is your pay? What is your payback?
As far as I know, I haven't received any payback.
Cash, no cash, but.
No, we made money off the T-shirts when we sold them at the farmer's market, and we handed that money off to Melissa.
Okay, but that's all donations. What I'm talking about, I'm trying to get to, is, to me, your investment is an investment of spirit, an investment of hope, an investment of showing people the capabilities of getting healthy, staying healthy. I know that you're a firm believer in exercise and running, and you talked to me about it the first time we chatted, about when you're running, it becomes almost like a silent meditation and a way to clear your mind. Can you share that with?
Well, I mean, I just feel like I owe running a lot, and I feel like I have to promote it in some way, that what it's done for me. I mean, at one point in my life, I mean, the heaviest I've ever been was about 225 pounds, but that was like my first year of college.
Okay.
You gain like 15 pounds the first
the
year.
Freshman, 15.
Well, I gained 75 pounds.
Wow.
Because I had a really good meal plan,
Okay.
and I went to school down in Florida, and I would eat sausage biscuits and gravy every morning with scrambled eggs, and that just goes to show you, I mean, the things that you're eating. I packed on 75 pounds in 1 year.
Wow.
luckily, I was able to lose some of that, but then at another point in my life, I got up to about 215 pounds. Currently, I'm at about 171 pounds.
Okay. Is this your fighting weight? Is this the best?
Yeah, yeah.
This is
Well,
it?
I mean, I never. I used to sign up for a marathon, and then I would train for it for about maybe 6 to 8 weeks. And then after it was over, then I would go back to, I would gain weight. I would get lazy. I would get fat again. But I've finally made the commitment in my life to never stop, really.
Really?
To consistently go with it. I don't. The only time you'll see me running outside in Bayonne is if I have the day off, or Sundays are a good day for me. I have 2 jobs, so it makes it difficult to find the time. But I'm able to do it when I go to my first job, my day job. There's a gym right there, and I can squeeze it in on my lunch hour. But again, I feel it's done so much for me, and it's. I know it can do so much more for other people. I know it can give them a great deal of energy. You see a lot of stuff that's going on nowadays with shootings and anger and all of these other things. You need to get aggression out of your life.
Okay, that's a very good point.
No good comes from it, and I guarantee if you're running 7 miles a day or aggression will disappear from your life. That's really what I feel we need more of.
Well, it does create, I mean, it releases the endorphins.
Exactly.
And it creates a feeling of well-being. And I'm imagining that with everything you're talking about, I mean, you really have become quite an example for school-age children, younger children. My grandson, Jake, is very excited to know that his Gima is talking to Captain Bayonne today, as well as all of his little friends. I know that even older people have come to be curious, obviously, and I'd love to know where you get those shoes. Where did you get those shoes?
You can actually get these on eBay.
Really?
Yeah, with the goldfish in the heel.
Okay.
It's sort of my signature shoe. But again, I only wear it for formal occasions. I don't run in these. My sneakers that I do have, these are the ones that I run in. They're Nike custom sneakers.
Wow.
I have 2 different size feet. So one is a size 12 and the other is a size 9.
Really?
Yeah, I have 2 different size feet and 2 different size legs.
Really?
Yeah, so I have
Wow.
terrible balance, but when I train, I do a lot to make sure I concentrate on my balance, because I do have a tendency to trip.
One's a 12 and one's a 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're finding something out that I didn't even know about Captain Bayonne. So this is a question I've always had for people that have one foot that's bigger than the other. What happens to the other 2 shoes? Is there a club? Is there a place?
For a long time, there was really nothing that I could do for it.
Okay.
I mean, other than going and buying 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
But I guess growing up, I just sort of got used to it, and the small foot would just sort of flop around in the big shoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but for running, I wasn't going to do that, and I sort of always tried to investigate. And there was very little out there. I think at one time they told me there was somebody up in Maine, but I had to drive up there, and the guy had to trace my feet.
Okay.
But he wanted me to make sure that I came up on a day when he wasn't out hunting. So I was a little sort of creeped out by that. And then Nike came around with a way that you can actually select your shoes online.
Really?
They will make them, and then they'll ship them to you. So you select the size, the width, all of that. You design I design the colors and everything the way that I like it. And you could still see that it says Flash. It says Fat Flash on my shoes right now, but obviously that's about to change for my next set of shoes. It'll say Captain Bayonne.
So where did Fat Flash come from?
From the superhero, the Flash.
Okay.
But there was one point where the Flash got fat.
Okay.
And he was known as Fat Flash.
Okay.
And he was still in the suit, but like his belly was sort of hanging over. He could still run fast, but obviously he would huff and puff a bit.
Okay.
So I sort of gave myself that name to get myself trim.
To more encourage.
To encourage myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about your now? Are these costumes custom made or?
This is the latest one that I actually had custom made. The Captain Bayonne.
Okay.
It's a wrestling singlet. Some of the other ones, with the jacket, I had custom made with Captain Bayonne. Some of the other ones are just regular things that I'm able to purchase online.
Do you have any ideas about the future? Are you thinking, a little further into the future, maybe changing your image in any way or expanding on what you're doing?
I'm always open to anything, and I'm always looking to evolve and never stay the same. But just what you were mentioning earlier, just about, older people, it's just never too late. That's what I want to stress, to ever, I mean, obviously you don't have to sign up and run a marathon or anything like that. I mean, walking is one of the greatest things that you can do. It's low impact, but it's always just to keep your heart going, and you'll feel so much better just getting out there every day.
Now as you're on Broadway, I mean, I'm sure you're seeing some people that aren't in such great shape. Have you ever thought of mentoring?
I talk to people all the time, but the bottom line is, and there's nothing that I can do to force people.
True.
To change anything, to stop smoking or stop taking drugs or anything like that. It really has to come from within them to make that decision to no longer do that. I think dieting is a great thing. If you can follow a diet, 5 days a week, and then you don't have to.
What do you eat? What's a normal everyday? You wake up in the morning and you say, I feel like having.
I have in the morning I'll have a cup of coffee with skim milk. I'll have a banana. I'll have my vitamins. And then I'll go to work, I'll go to the gym, and then after I come back from the gym, I'll have grilled chicken salad, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, stuff like that. And then I don't even use dressing, I just use lemons and limes that I just squeeze on it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it until dinner time. And then dinner time I can let go a little bit more. I don't have to be so restrictive.
Do you have a sweet tooth?
I definitely do, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be your favorite thing?
I'd have to say red velvet cake or German chocolate.
Okay.
But again, like on the weekends, you can
Splurge a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of the whole diet thing. I mean, I don't drink diet soda. I don't believe in any of the additives or any of the artificial sweeteners. To me, whatever is natural and real, your bodies will assimilate it, and you'll be so much better off.
Water is the best thing for you to drink.
Okay, how much water do you drink a day?
I drink at least 2 liters a day.
Really?
Yeah, just
regular spring water?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the best thing to flush the toxins out of your body.
Which is also something that's very important to know. Now, is there a favorite?
Coffee as well. I mean, coffee is great for toxins.
As a diuretic.
Exactly, a diuretic and cleaning out your liver.
Is there a favorite street in Bayonne for you? A favorite area? Do you like the park more than you like First Street? Do you like?
I don't really run the park.
No?
I used to at one time when I was training, but I just sort of got tired of running in circles.
Okay.
I just wanted to see more of Bayonne. And I just got used to, I run typically Avenue B. I'll take it to the Boulevard. I'll run down to First Street, and then I'll come back on Broadway. And I don't go all out either. I sort of, that's the way my training is. I don't believe in pushing yourself to the limit as far as in the streets, just because they're, I may create an accident, or, it has a lot of wear and tear on your joints when you run outside on the concrete.
I would imagine so.
I try to do as much running as I can in the gym. On the treadmill, it's a lot softer. There's a lot more give. But yeah, I definitely have certain areas that I like to run. I enjoy racing the cars on Broadway.
Well, hold on. You enjoy racing the cars on Broadway.
Yeah,
I see you do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my way to get my speed up, to get my sprints up. I will go to a stoplight, and when it turns green, if there's a car there, I'll race them to the next stoplight. And more often than not, I do win a great deal. Some people get a kick out of it. Some people get a laugh out of it. Some people, tend to get upset. I don't mean to get them upset by doing what I do. I obviously don't want to hurt anybody or create an accident.
Now I know that I have seen there's a song that was somebody's walking out of Hendrickson's.
Yes.
It's a catchy tune. I think it's Mike Mullane's band.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the title of that song? Is it?
It's the Ballad of Captain Bayonne.
The Ballad of Captain Bayonne.
It's available. You can actually download it. If you look up the Bayonne Bleeders, great group. I appreciate them, writing that song about me.
Okay.
Mike and Jay and Joe.
That's the name of their group.
Yes, it's 3 of them. I mean, it sounds like there's about 12 of them because I don't know how they get that much sound with 3 people in a band. But yeah, they wrote that song about me. I really do appreciate it. It was well done. It's a short song, but it's perfect.
Now I've heard that I heard that there have been people from all over the world that have found that song and questioned. Obviously, we have Bayonne, France. We have Bayonne, New Jersey. I was told that someone in Bayonne, France, thought that maybe you were from there. It could be folklore. It could be Bayonne folklore. I don't know.
I haven't heard that, but I mean,
No?
I wouldn't mind visiting Bayonne, France, just to get that straightened out with them over there.
Well, I think that would be a great
Yeah.
thing. My goodness, you can take me with you if you'd
Okay.
like to go, because I've always wanted to go to Bayonne.
I'll be the
France.
ambassador from New Jersey to.
Well, see,
to
that's
France.
why I'm seeing this. This could go anywhere. I mean, in any direction. Kids need a role model. Adults need a person to look at and say, wow, you caught my interest. Now I really want to know what you're all about. I want to know why you would choose to do this. People will say, oh, he's got to get paid for it. To me,
I've definitely had people say to me, what's my
in it for
angle?"
you? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a common theme in our society to look at things that way, to always question why somebody's doing something that they're doing. I love running. I love making people laugh. I have my 2 jobs. I'm married. I love all of those things. So this is just one of many.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking of America's Got Talent. I'm thinking of all these shows where you have people who go on and they just show a part of who they are. And I mean, in many instances, for you to take the time to get yourself the costumes and to come up with all of the different ideas, and it seems to be the ball of string seems to be getting larger and larger. I mean, you're getting an interest, and people just want to know all about you and who you are, and now we know you're from Bayonne, and I mean, that to me, that says a lot, because I mean, I'm always talking about Bayonne, I'm always talking about merchants, and each time I bring someone in, for the most part, we'll be sampling foods from their restaurant or chocolates from their chocolate shop, and you're bringing, to me, in this show, you're bringing spirit with you. You're bringing spirit, and you're bringing hope and an idea that, we're talking about Bayonne in a very different way. Granted, it's a little shocking to some people.
Absolutely, I understand that. But my main thing is that you shouldn't be ashamed of Bayonne in any way. I've seen from the Facebook page people who don't live here any longer sort of coming back and being able to talk about Bayonne and what they like about Bayonne and things that they miss. So in many ways, it's brought people together. I'm not trying to divide people. I'm not trying to upset them in any way.
Well, you've started a dialogue.
Exactly.
Which, it really needs to be started. I mean, I've been working on this and talking about this for 25, 30 years. I'm from Jersey City, not from Bayonne, but when I did come here with my two young boys, to put them in the public schools here as a single parent, I thought that I had found just a place where I felt safe with them. I felt that it was a good place to grow up, not unlike where I grew up, which was a wonderful neighborhood, but things changed so drastically, we couldn't stay there. But here, to me, there are changes everywhere, but you see new things happening, new things growing, which I want to give you one of my I Love Bayonne buttons.
Sure, absolutely.
And actually, that was given to me by Joe Taglerini.
Okay.
And
Beautiful.
I want to thank him for giving me that. He's up in heaven right now.
Oh,
and
great.
he found those in City Hall. He said, Diane, these are from the 1970s. He said, we found a big bag of them, and he said, would you want some of them? And I said, I'd love to have them. And I give them to people that I feel have the same kind of feeling about Bayonne. And, I'm so excited to know that you've taken on your charities. You have any of your races and things. You will post so people will know where you are if they wanted to go. And do people run with you ever, or have you ever set that up? Have you ever had your own race?
No, I haven't had my own race. I know that there's been discussions about it. I mean, I would be completely overwhelmed if that does occur. And if somehow we can make it happen on Broadway, because I mean, I think that's the best. I mean, I love running down Broadway.
Okay.
It's just there's so much to see. But I mean, there's no final plans at this point yet to do that.
But if there was, I mean, in the future, people would easily. I could see that happening, and I don't think it's that far off. You have a tremendous following. You also, I understand, you have an upcoming interview in Weird, New Jersey magazine?
Yes, I interviewed with them, I think it was back in June. So I just missed they had put an edition out in May. So I guess the next edition will be out probably October or November, in that range. So yeah, I spoke with both Marks. Had a great time. I was so appreciative that they came to Bayonne. I got a chuckle out of the fact that they told me they had been getting emails about me and letters. And even at one point were driving around Bayonne looking for me, but never encountered me until the Facebook page popped up, and then it was easy for them to contact me.
To find you.
So it's just very strange, just the way things have worked out, just the new friends that I've met. I'm just extremely appreciative.
When did you start this? Quickly, because I think we need another show. I think we need another show.
I'm willing to go as long as you want.
Okay, just tell me quickly, when did you start Captain Bayonne?
It's well over 3 years.
Oh, so this has been going on a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've been running since I really started when I was about 30 years old. I wanted to run a marathon. It was always one of those things on my bucket list.
Okay.
But I had never gotten to it. And then I signed up for the 2001 New York City Marathon. That was my first, which obviously, there were talks that it would be canceled after September 11th.
True.
But it was just a very emotional day. And I've just been hooked ever since.
Well, I have to tell you, you were on my bucket list, and now I can check that off. And I'm hoping that everyone in the audience who's watched the show will look for Captain Bayonne on Broadway, look for him at all of the fundraisers that he's doing. I thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And I really, really appreciate what you're doing, and I would love to run in that race, even though I never did.
Okay.
But when you do a race,
sure,
I think I'll have to get out there, but not in these shoes.
The next one I'm doing is in Providence, and then I have one at Liberty State Park.
Oh, you do?
Carlos Negron Memorial Run.
Okay.
It's a 5K. So if anybody it's a short one. It's only 3.1 miles.
Can I walk?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I'll be booking it.
Okay.
The shorter races, I don't mind, letting loose.
Okay. Well, this was wonderful, and that's it. We're done.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. We haven't seen the rest of it.